start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic: need to talk. Very interesting. People who find themselves inclined toward melancholy feel a need to speak freely to others and are, understandably, afraid to focus themselves on developing a quality of silence. Right? Some people in depression, melancholy. Right? So they try to they're afraid to be silent. Okay. Should this be the case, one should at least accustom himself not to speak about others, whoever they might be. His friendly conversation should focus on the matters of interest, not on people of interest. When he does find it necessary to discuss others, it should be as brief as possible. So it's very interesting. So I'm not sure how is it possible, and I'm going to explain why. So he's saying when somebody is in this inclined toward the melancholy, right, feels the need to speak with others. So try to speak less about. Try to concentrate on things, not on people. So if you need to speak about people, so do it as less as possible. In all of the cases that I know, people in this. I would not say depression, but this melancholy, right? So it's always, absolutely always, they see the problem, they in this specific state because of the other people. So they're not interested very much in discussing other things, but their relationship with other people. Of course, I mean, we go by Chofetz Chaim, we try to direct. So if we're on another side, we try to help that person. We try to direct that person not to speak about people, but unless a person knows Torah, is ready to discuss some Torah, so it's almost mission impossible, right? So I would say get some books and just read some Musar books, some with that person. It would help. Otherwise, it's only a matter of seconds or minutes tops that it's going to go on people. Okay. I have heard it said regarding the great Torah genius Rabbi Raphael of Hamburg. Okay. Raphael of Hamburg. That he resigned his post as a rabbi 4 years prior to his passing. From that time on, he would ask of those who visited him that as long as they were within the confines of his home, they should not speak about other people. I have also heard regarding. So can you imagine for 4 years, whatever time, that doesn't matter. When he was Hamburg was very, very Jewish city, right? A lot of people, a lot of Jews were living there. So he was a very known, popular person. So now, of course, even after he resigned, many people will come to visit him and they want to discuss. Usually it's about people, right? So he said once, while you're in my house, do not talk about people. Okay. Okay, it's not easy, but that's why we still read about him, not about other people. I have also heard that regarding another leader of his generation, that he was exceedingly careful never to discuss others. Commentary. Toward the end of his life, Chofetz Chaim was visited by someone who broached the subject of dispute in his hometown. Chofetz Chaim interrupted him for years. I have avoided the sin of Lashon Hara. Do you wish that that now I could be caught in the web? So here we see from Holy Chofetz Chaim, right? So sometimes we discuss many times this thing where you have to be strong and interrupt another person, right? And to say that Chofetz Chaim did not like the other person, he was not right. So of course he loved everybody. He will love everybody, try to help everybody, and when it came to this Lashon Hara, he just stopped the person. So if person would ask him a halachic question, what should I do in this case and that case? But many people, they do not ask any question. They just started telling you. That's the issue. That's when we have to interrupt them. And even if a halachic question, but I'm the right person to answer this question. So just say, I'm not the right person. What is the, you ask me about chemistry, something. In my opinion, I have no idea, so don't ask me. Okay. So continue. Certainly one must be careful not to discuss the storekeeper with his competitor, nor craftsmen and another members of his craft. Such a conversation often leads to Lashon Hara, especially when the storekeepers and craftsmen are known to bear ill will toward one another. It's very interesting. So just a note, in Europe, at least, there were different shuls, and I'm not sure when exactly it started. Maybe in the 19th century. I'm not 100% sure. But people would build the shuls like unions. So it was tailor shul, it was other worker shuls. It's very interesting. So all of craftsmen, they would build a shul like I'm not sure why. Right? So of course they were all competitors. So I'm not sure how did it go in those shuls. It's very interesting. Right, so what Chofetz Chaim said, do not discuss storekeeper with another storekeeper. So I said, you have such a good prices, such a good source, but this guy, I used to go to another place. This place, like 3 blocks from here, I stopped. And once you say that, maybe you're right, maybe the guy has cheated you a few times, but now you provoke this person, shopkeeper, to start telling Lashon Hara about other place. This restriction applies not only to the singing the storekeeper's praises, regarding which the sages warn, one should never speak the praises of a fellow excessively, for praise will inevitably lead to criticism. Okay, so let's read the commentary. It's from Arachin 16.8. So meaning in general, so even if you want to even praise somebody, so you have to be very, very careful. Why? Because most likely, through the in the audience, it's going to be somebody who does not like that person. And you provoke that person, start speaking Lashon Hara. Said this guy, he did this to me, that to me, the community, to that widow, to this guy, and he started to praise this person. Said, this guy, you know what he did? Psh, whoa! Whether it's true or not, it's a different story, even if it's true. So, but this guy would keep quiet unless you start praising that person exceedingly. That's the big issue. Okay. Commentary. When one praises another excessively, it is inevitable that the speaker or someone else present will point out one or more subject faults. See Rashi. Okay, Rashi. Yeah. Right, so it's very, very dangerous. So you're doing, unless you know for sure that person is loved by everybody. So it's you praise him among his students, for example, a rabbi among his students, among his followers. Yes, that's not a problem. But otherwise, don't do that. Excessively, of course. One should refrain entirely from discussing an individual with the person competitor, for the listener will quite possibly steer the conversation in a direction that will allow him to vent his negative feelings. So it's very interesting. So it's not like you're talking about you're speaking about the person, but it's his competitor, or somebody that his neighbor whom he does not like so much. Right, so that person is going to direct the conversation to whatever he wanted to say. So that's the issue. It's not like you said something, but you provoked that person, in a sense. If one finds it's absolutely necessary to engage in such a discussion for some constructive purpose, he should keep the conversation as brief as possible. Otherwise, it will inevitably lead to Lashon Hara. Okay, so that's up to us. So if we decided to talk about some other people, so we have to know that sometimes the conversation is not going to go the way we plan, right? So we have to be strong and interrupt. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Yes. We have questions. Yes.
What's on the board? Regarding praises, in some culture, the parents would excessively praise a kid, either their own kid or other kids, to stimulate the other children to have competitive mentality and study harder. But unfortunately, it often leads to jealousy and hatred. I wonder if one is the kid. Sorry, if the kid that is one being praised, how should he deal with the situation?
We have this story coming up about Yaakov and praising Yosef and to what show him love and affection. Maybe he deserved. Maybe he was the best kid. Maybe maybe all of the best compliments, right, to Yosef. But we see how others took it. The brothers. You understand? So and Rashi on this page said, and he actually quoted from Talmud. So like a parent has to be very, very careful, not to arouse the jealousy from other kids, from siblings. Right? It's not going to help. I saw a few times, almost fainted. The parents said, look, you see how your brother is. You see how your brother, he's so good, in yeshiva. This. And the little one of him, he's childish. He's not his head is not in learning. I don't remember. The boy was, I don't know, maybe 8 years old, 7. I don't know, like a little kid. And they can compare him to the older brother. I was like, you normal. After the kids left, they went to sleep. So I talked to the father. I said, it's not right. Whatever your wife does, you have to stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. When a son, we have to. You want to encourage him, the little one, but encourage him privately, give him some gifts and do something different. But don't compare him to the brother, right? So now he's going to hate the brother, for how long? Forever. And even if they grow up, and he would not even remember why he hates this brother. You understand? So that's very, very dangerous. So in these cultures, so of course, I mean, the intention is maybe good, but outcome is not so good or very not good. You understand? So yeah, especially I would say we have to understand that Hashem gives everybody their own talents. So you cannot compare it just because they took two children of the same parents. They two separate souls, two different talents. So that does not mean that they have to be exactly the same. Just because he's older, just because he's my son. He's my son. It must be in his blood. Stop it, with your blood. You understand? So I'm gonna be careful. Okay. What else?
What?
Yes.
I think I made a mistake at the last part of the question. I said, I wonder if one is the kid being praised, how should he deal with the situation? I mean,
No. Okay, I apologize. No. You said it correctly. I forgot it. Thank you very much. No, you said it correctly. So the kid. Let's say they're not kids. They're a little more grown up. And especially I was a witness almost few times when the couple would come, when they get together, few family members, and he said, look at her, she's such a good cook, and meaning that his wife is not such a good cook. So I always tell, so my wife is very good cook, very good. So I never taste everything even close to whatever she cooks. So okay, so and I always tell these guys, when we used to have guests, so don't compliment. If you just say that's good, that is so, and I say why is I say no, and if they forget, I start to play it down. Why? Because it would insult the wife. Now she ate with appetite, and now she heard that the praises that from her husband. So 20 years they married, she heard the praises only for 3 weeks of the marriage. That's it. For the past 19 years, she did not have any praise. Did not hear any praises from this ungrateful individual. You understand? So now they came to our house, and now they're going to praise more. I said, absolutely not. No. That's, of course, I tried like. I try to make it politically correct and stuff like that, but it's like a disaster what people do. So forget about kids. But with this person, you have to educate adults first, and for this kid, of course, just play it down. Like if parents do not understand what's going on, you have to play it down. No, it's not that. He has give all of the compliments to the sibling, for example, if it's that situation, right? So yeah, because parents as a last resort they would do that, but it's absolutely wrong. It's never help, never. It's only create the resentment. Then the resentment comes to me, and I know that they did not talk. They did not talk for the past 20 years. Why? Because the mother said that she's the best and you're basically garbage. Why don't you be like your sister? You understand? Craziness. Okay. What else? Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome.
There's another question says, could we also apply this advice to compliments well-deserved to someone but shouldn't say it in front of others?
I mean, as I said, it depends who the others. So it's possible that someone is that does not like that person, or some kind of competition, this or that. So try not to give all of the compliments. So you can give compliments privately, but as I said, not to talk too much, like not to give too many compliments in a person's face, but behind his back or her back, there is much better, right? Because people can take it wrong way, and they can it can produce like gava, right? So we also try to be careful. Okay, but it depends who. So, for example, women need many compliments. So a wife or husband must give compliments constantly. Of course, not so everybody here, but sometimes when other people also hear, but privately, right? Man does not need so many compliments. Once a month, maybe it's once in 2 weeks is fine, but the wife needs a constant, many times a day. Understand? But not don't compliment somebody's wife. Don't compliment anybody else, because it's going to be disaster. And how do I know? Because I deal with this story, and you think that you're talking to adults, and they have children, and sometimes they have even grandparents. And they tell you the story. I said to myself, "You seriously? You still like keeping grudge against that person because of what happened so many years ago?" But unfortunately, understand. So we have to be very, very, very careful. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, you're welcome.
Can this issue be seen when there's like different order in the aliyot of the Torah, when the people are called to the Torah?
Yes, you see, me personally, I always pray in small places that it's very easy to get aliyah. So it's not, but when you go to the huge place, right? And I prayed like when I visited in Israel, like huge place. I don't know how many people we pray, maybe 500 people, maybe more. I don't know, like. Slonim Shul. I'm in Miyasherim. Huge. I don't know, maybe 500 people. Pray. So in that place, try to get aliyah to the Torah. Try, right? So Sephardim is easier. So I also always try. I like to pray with different Sephardim, just to see the culture. It's very interesting for me personally. Right, and they bid on aliyah, and sometimes they offer a lot of money. Not everybody can can afford, right? So, but at least it's fair. So if I want to aliyah, for example, once in 6 months, it's my father's yortzeit, for example. I just make it up, right? So I'm ready to pay. Other people, for them, it's regular Shabbos. They're not going to pay, but for me, it's very important. I'm going to pay. But with Ashkenazim, that's a big problem. In many Ashkenazim shul, we do not say aliyahs. But only maybe like on a Yom Kippur, in Rosh Hashanah. That's it. Well, some on some other holiday, but in most of the cases they do not sell aliyah. So now to get aliyah, and somebody, why they call him? He just comes from from time to time. I'm coming every day. That's a disaster, and people supply like I read it only from the books. I heard it from others. I never saw it in my own life, my own eyes. But people would get violent and physical, right? Why somebody like whom they hate get an aliyah? For sure, that's a huge problem. Okay, but the advantage of Ashkenazi custom is they can call whoever they want. They're not going to like just because this rich guy came and he flashes with his money, he wants to give donation. They're not going to call him, not necessarily, right? Because Gabbai decide. That's advantage. But in Sephardic, whoever pays, he gets an aliyah. So if he pays, they cannot. They can do whatever they want, but it's not so easy to say you're not going to be called. You understand? Okay. Any other questions? So we continue.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, you're welcome.